What's up, MMA fans? It's me again. I'm going to be doing the predictions for UFC88. Rashad Evans versus Chuck Liddell. Alright, let's start out with our first fight of the night. It's going to be Tim Bostish versus Michael Pat. I think Tim Bostish is going to win this fight. I think he's just a better wrestler. He's got heavier hands. I think he's got more experience. Alright, I'm going to say Tim's going to win this fight by knockout. Next, we got Jason Lambert versus Jason McDonald. I'm a fan of Jason McDonald. I think he relies too much on his submissions. He's an okay striker, but he's not the best. I think that Jason he's got heavier hands, and he's going to be a stronger striker. And I think if Jason Lambert takes Jason McDonald to the ground, I think that Jason Lambert will be able to control Jason McDonald very well, and I don't think that McDonald will have a chance to put him in a submission. So I'm going to say Jason Lambert is going to win this fight by technical knockout. Next, we got Ron Carneiro versus Raul Conan. So I can't pronounce these very well. Ron Carneiro, I think, is going to win this fight by KO. I want to get to the main event and don't really have much time. Next, we have Dong Hoon Kim versus Matt Brown. Now, Matt Brown is coming off of the Ultimate Fighter Season 7. From what I've seen, I think Matt Brown is a aggressive fighter. I think he's a pretty good striker. I don't think he's very well on the ground, but I do think he's going to win this fight by KO. Next, we got Tycho Tavares versus Kurt Pellegrino. I think Tycho, however you pronounce that, I think he's going to win this fight because I think he's a better striker and he's a pretty good wrestler. And from what I've seen lately from Kurt Pellegrino, he just can't get the job done. He's too weak. I think he might get lucky and get a submission hold somewhere in there. Next, we got Matt Capeman versus Nate Margaret. I think Nate is going to win this fight. I think Nate has a lot of experience, and I think he's going to be able to knock him out. So, I mean, I've seen Martin fight before. He's not a very good fighter. I think he's inexperienced. So I'm going to say Nate's going to win this fight by KO. Next, we got legendary Dan Henderson versus this name is cut out. I'm not really sure who this guy is. Sorry about that. It was a printing error. It didn't print out the guy's name. I still think that Dan Henderson is going to be able to beat him because, of course, Dan Henderson is a legend and he's a really good wrestler. And I think Dan Henderson could have beaten Anderson Silva, but he just wasn't his day. He was just unlucky. But yeah, I'm definitely going to say Dan Henderson is going to win this fight, and he's going to be able to get his UFC fighting career back on track. Next, we have Karo Parisian versus Yoshihiko Yoshida, however the fuck you pronounce that. I think Karo is a very aggressive fighter. He's got really good judo, and Yoshihiko, I've seen him fight. I've seen almost all of his fights, and I don't think he's very good. I think he's very weak on the ground. I think he's very weak standing up. and I'm going to say Cairo's going to win this fight probably by submission. Next, we got Rich Franklin versus Matt Hamill. Now, Matt Hamill is one of my favorite fighters. Matt Hamill's a really good striker. I mean, you know, he's a really good wrestler, and I also think he's a really good striker. I think Matt has improved his striking game. I think he's got really heavy hands. He's strong, and I mean, if you strike with Matt, he's probably going to knock you out. And of course, Matt Hamill is known for his wrestling, and I think Matt Hamill is going to be able to take Rich Franklin to the ground. Now, Rich Franklin is very experienced. He once held the middleweight title. Rich Franklin, you know, he's a good kicker. I think he's well-rounded, but I don't think he has a chance with Matt Hamill. Alright, next is our main event, the Chuck Liddell versus Rashad Evans. This is what I've been trying to get to. Let me just say, Chuck Liddell is my favorite fighter of all time. He's a very good striker. He's a legend. He's also got some pretty good wrestling background. He wrestled back in high school. He was pretty good at that. Rashad Evans is undefeated. He's very strong. He's also a good striker. But, you know, this is going to be a really... this is going to be a really difficult fight for both of them. I don't really, this is going to be a really hard prediction because, I mean, yeah, Chuck Liddell's my favorite fighter, and I really want him to win, and I really want to say I think he's going to win, and then I think Rashad Evans is a really good striker, and, you know, Rashad Evans, he can ground and pound. You know, I mean, he picked up Tito Ortiz, and picked him up, and threw him to the ground, and proved that, yeah, he can pick up one of the world's best ground and pounders, Tito Ortiz. But I think if Chuck Liddell, you know, I think if Chuck Liddell can get a little bit more aggressive in this fight, and, you know, instead of backing up and waiting for that one perfect move like he always tends to do, I think Chuck Liddell might win this fight with a KO. You know, Chuck Liddell has been ranked as the #1 striker in Fight Magazine just based on the way he punches people. And Rashad Evans is, you know, he's a good striker, like I said before, but I don't know. This fight's really hard to predict. I'm going to say Chuck Liddell's going to win this fight by KO because, alright, Chuck Liddell fought Angelo Silva, and Silva is a really good striker, just like Chuck Liddell. And Chuck Liddell was able to win that fight. And I think if Chuck Liddell can do what he did to Silva with Rashad Evans, I think Chuck Liddell can win this fight. I think Chuck Liddell should maybe try to do a takedown, surprise Rashad Evans a little bit. But we'll see what happens. I can't wait to see this fight. It's going to be very exciting, and I wouldn't miss this fight for the world. So don't forget to watch UFC 88.